Hello friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel if you're enjoying the instruction that I'm giving you. So today we're going to be talking about the skills learned in Minuet 3. So if you have a student that is starting Minuet 3 or if you're starting it yourself, something fun to know is that you are learning half of a piece in book 3. So this minuet comes back in book 3 with a special little minor part. So that's just a fun thing for you guys to know. So there are 4 skills being introduced in Minuet 3. The first is a slur from a lower string to a higher string. So if you remember back in Minuet 2, we had our first slur. We had the triplet slur, which stayed on one string, and then we had a slur from the higher string to the lower string. Now we have it the opposite. We have from lower string to higher string. So remember, when going from lower string to higher string, we want to make sure that elbow leads and we drop elbow as we go to the higher string. The second skill, kind of going along those lines, is the concept of stopping the bow before the slur. Now this is going to be very important as we go along in the Suzuki repertoire, and it's also just a good general violin rule. If we stop our bow before the slur, there's less likely that it will be messy. We will have a clear start to the slur and it will just be more clean in general. And what I mean by clean is we won't be hearing any extraneous noise. Stopping our bow before the slur also gives us time to perform the string crossing. The third skill being learned is this is our very first instance of a trill. So the trill is laid out very well in the Suzuki repertoire. It's very sequential with how it is taught, and this is our first instance of it. So I'm talking about in measure like 8, and we have this. That is the very first baby step of the trill. We are lifting up our finger and thinking about that lifting up motion. If you guys would like me to do a separate video on the evolution of trills in the Suzuki repertoire, just leave a comment down below and let me know. And finally, the last skill being learned in Minuet 3 is an unsupported 4th finger. So I am referring to measure 17, when we have to basically place the 4th finger on the E string by itself. Now, this might be a little bit tricky for some students, so it could be a good idea to actually support it at first. So place 3 on A string and then place 4 on E string, just like we practice in the other minuets. Of course, we are still working on our up bow staccato here. There's many instances of that in all of the minuets. Generally, in these minuets, I also like to talk about dynamics, because it is Bach, it is an actual piece instead of, the etudes and little folk songs that we've been playing previously. So in book 1, for me, dynamics really are all about the amount of bow. So to play softer, we just use less bow, and to play louder, we just use more bow. This is really the simplest way to create dynamics. So those are the skills being learned in Minuet 3. First, we have a slur from a lower string to a higher string. Second, we are learning about stopping our bow before the slur. Third, this is our first instance of a trill. Fourth, we have an unsupported 4th finger. And then we are also learning about dynamics. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next one.